Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another episode of IJS. I'm your host, Saudi Mal. Today's topic deals with sunnah clothes. Let's get to it, shall we? Many remain silent for fear of being labeled politically incorrect. That's where I come in. And oh, by the way, I'm just saying. From the Islamic perspective, there is Hadara wa Madaniyah. Hadara is based on a certain aqidah or viewpoint of life. And Madaniyah will pertain to those particular items or things you would find in any given society. Often these two may overlap, as with clothing. Specifically, clothing that reflects religion or symbolism. For instance, the priest's collar, the yarmulke of the Jew, the nun's habit, or the bindi of the married Hindu woman. These may be from al-Madaniyah, but they also reflect a particular hadara in that they convey a specific belief concerning man, life, and universe. It was narrated by Ibn Umar radiallahu anh that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whosoever imitates a people is of them." The type of imitation forbidden in this hadith is not in every matter of non-Muslim actions or items, but only in those actions or items that directly reflect non-Muslim views, beliefs, sentiments, concepts, faith, etc. In other words, their hadara, not merely their madaniyah. My evidence, you ask? Well, our Prophet Muhammad wore Syrian and Yemeni clothing while these societies had not yet embraced al-Islam. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered the call of nature wearing a Syrian cloak. He tried to take out his hands from its sleeve, but it was too tight. Those who advocate Arab clothing as sunnah are hard-pressed to explain away hadith such as this. They either consider Arab garb as sunnah exclusively, or you will find them accepting African, Pakistani, Iranian, or any other non-Western garb as sunnah, which makes no sense at all. I'm sure a brother can show up to Jummah in a Chinese karate suit, and that still will be considered sunnah by some. Fact is, the general body of Muslims are confused as to what constitutes sunnah clothes. This subject is really a non-issue until it causes division between Muslims, or it puts a family in financial hardship after a husband gets fired from his job for refusing to obey certain safety codes due to his hardcore Arab fashion stance. I'm just saying. Okay, let's say that Arab clothing is actual sunnah clothing, and it is the only acceptable clothing for a Muslim to wear. Then what's up with the Fruit of the Loom underwear, the BVD t-shirts, and the Hanes socks? I am certain that these didn't exist during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But seriously, being that Islam is for all peoples in all places at all times, only the manner of clothing is regulated and not the producers of said clothing. Fact is, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not sent to be the Calvin Klein of Arabia. His mission did not include the promotion of Arab Madaniyah. The Muslims wore the same clothing as the enemies of Islam. And, as I mentioned before, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam even wore clothing from non-Islamic nations. Al-Islam is a thought and a method, not a mere fashion statement. I'm just saying. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived naturally among the people. One will be hard-pressed to tell who was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam or who was a Sahabi radiallahu anh, because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never wore any priestly garb, like we find among many shuyukh today. Also, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam nor his Sahaba radiallahu anh could be distinguished from even the non-Muslims of their land based on any unique or exclusive garb. Once Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr radiallahu anh went out scouting before a major battle. If I am not mistaken, I think it was before the Battle of Badr. The objective was to find out the war strategy of Islam's enemies. They approached one man who refused to answer any questions until he found out where they were from. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, "First you tell me what is going on, and then I will tell you where I am from." The man reluctantly agreed, then went on to answer all of what Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had asked. After Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was satisfied with his answers, the man asked again, Now tell me where you are from. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered, Ana min al-ma. Because of course we all are from water. And for those that do not know, the main reason the man asked where they were from was to identify them. My point of focus with this story is to show that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr radiallahu an could walk freely among the non-Muslims of that Madaniyah who did not know them and not be identified as believers exclusively by the way they were dressed. I'm just saying. In no way does this imply that wearing Arab clothing is haram or even makruh. I too on occasion may wear a thobe to Jummah, around the house, or even in a video. But my intentions are clear in that I do not think that I am more holy, righteous, God-fearing, or on a path nearest to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by doing so. Get it? Got it? Good. Some groups are quick to accuse those whose clothing reflects their society of imitating the kuffar. But you may find these same accusers selling Obama t-shirts for profit, or waiting in long lines in order to caucus or vote for some kafir to implement a kufr system over them, or wearing flags and buttons, looking like professional idiots, shedding tears because some 6'12" Negro was elected as president over them. I mean, really, who's imitating the kuffar? Yeah, I just said it. In a nutshell, what I am trying to convey is that I am Muslim, and these are my clothes. Therefore, these are my Muslim clothes. They do not reflect any non-Islamic hadara, and therefore qualify as sunnah clothes. In conclusion, I will say that it is high time that we are once again identified as believers by our concepts first, and not merely by some outward display. No more wearing our iman on our faces and shoulders only. Let us strive to truly learn this deen, so that we may once again carry our iman in our minds, in our hearts, on our tongues, and in our actions. Ameen. This has been Saudi Man for Dawah Works. Assalamu alaikum.